Hello, hello. I have my hydration cocktail, my coconut water for hydration. And I am here doing a little bit of work in my bed. And I just had a thought. I just had some stuff happen today, and I was feeling kind of down today. You know how you have those days where you just don't feel like yourself. And for me, I am a perimenopausal woman. And so we have these hormonal fluctuations throughout the week, throughout the days. And for women, I think a lot of us don't understand, especially younger, that our bodies were made to function off of a 28-day cycle. That's why cycle syncing is so important. Learning about your body, knowing your cycle, knowing when things are supposed to come, your period's supposed to come, and different things like that is so important, because it's going to tell you about how what your mood is, your energy levels, different things like that. And I learned that a lot later in life. But some days are just harder than others hormonally. Okay, some days are just harder than others hormonally, and today is one of those days. And I just feel bad. I just feel down in my body. I am scheduled for a hysterectomy at the end of February, and it's been a long time coming. I have fibroids, and so dealing with fibroids and the pain and the constant cramping that you have with them. I don't have horrible periods as far as like really, really heavy periods, but I do have really bad cramping, and I have cramping just continuously all the time, all month long. And then I have really, really, really bad back pain. And when I talked to the doctor and we decided to get a hysterectomy, and he showed me the MRI and he showed me what the fibroids look like and where they were at, everything made sense. I have a fibroid in my back, and it's basically pressing against my tailbone. And that's what's causing the extreme back pain. And it's so bad that I can't sometimes sit for long periods or lay down, or it hurts to walk some days. And so I made that decision to get a hysterectomy, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to, to feeling some relief, and just having a certain lifestyle again, because I used to be so active, and I'm just not as active as I used to be. Um, but I'm still having to deal with the hormones. So not only am I dealing with fibroids and the effects of fibroids, but I am perimenopausal. So I'm now dealing with all the perimenopausal symptoms as well, and the hormone fluctuations. And just some days I just don't feel good in my body. And like I said, today is just one of those days. And so I was about to feel down on myself. And then I said, um, I'm not going to feel down on myself. I'm going to be okay with not feeling good in my body, but not allowing it to affect my mood, and taking my laptop from the desk in the other room and working from my desk. And I'm bringing my laptop and I'm working from the bed. And I'm just going to relax today. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. And I think that's something that we do oftentimes, is we feel bad when we relax or when we rest, like we don't deserve those things. And we totally deserve those things. We totally deserve rest and relaxation. And our bodies basically are saying, hey, sit down, have a seat, rest, right? And so I'm just trying to listen to my body more, be more in tune with my intuition, be more in tune with just that voice that tells me to slow down, that voice that tells me to relax, that voice that tells me, Darlene, drink your coconut water, girl. Get you some coconut water, drink your coconut water. Those sorts of things. Um, and listening to me and my body and what my body needs, and being okay with that. And it just made me think, like, a lot of times we are really, really hard on ourselves, and we don't allow ourselves rest, and we don't allow ourselves the space to heal and to have downtime. And it's always go, 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 go. But what is it going to take for us to experience kind of the patience in the now, right? Having patience in the now, knowing that the things that we're doing in our lives right now are going to get us to where we want to go, even though it doesn't look like it is, even though the 3D is kind of telling us like, you can't rest. If you rest, you're not going to make any money. It's that whole hustle mentality that we have. And I'm just trying to be better this year, especially in 2025, on not having that mentality. I'm going to get to where I want to go. I'm going to have the dream life. I'm going to have all of the things that I want as long as I continue to put one foot in front of the other. And some days aren't going to be great days. And some days I'm not going to feel good in my body. And some days I'm going to be able to lay down, and that's going to be okay, and I don't have to feel guilty for those things. And so that's kind of like my word today. We have to stop being so hard on ourselves, and we have to stop pushing ourselves and our bodies to exhaustion and illness and disease and sickness, because about 80-90% of the diseases and the illnesses that we deal with have so much to do with stress. They have so much to do with the stress that we put on our bodies every single day. They have so much to do with the lack of sleep and the lack of rest that we give ourselves. And so I just wanted to kind of talk about that, talk about having patience with ourselves and slowing down and being okay in what being slow. I know I see a lot of videos that are like slow mornings. People romanticize slow mornings, and that's so important. Everything doesn't have to be a rush. I remember when I was raising my daughter. My daughter's 22 now, but when I was raising her and I was a single mom, and I had to get her to school and I had to get to work by 8 o'clock. And, it was a rush every single morning. Every single morning. Got to wake her up. She has to get dressed. She has to get breakfast. We have to get in the car, drop her off at school. I have to get on the bus and get to work by 8 o'clock in the morning. And that's how your day starts, right? So you got to think, that's how I'm starting my day every day. And that's why I'm stressed out all day, because the mornings set precedent for the rest of the day. And that's why I'm stressed out. And so I think when I see those slow mornings, I'm just always like, those are so good, because a slow morning, just think if you could just wake up and, if you pray or you read your word or you work out or whatever it is that you enjoy doing, you do those things first thing in the morning. You have breakfast, you have your coffee, you get dressed, listen to some music, you meditate, you do all these things, and then you get your day started. How much better your day would be, because now you're working off of that intuition, or I'm sorry, you're working off of that inspiration, to get your day going. And that's why I think those slow mornings work. Those slow morning videos always get me, and I'm always like, and I do practice slow mornings now in my life, because I'm a doula, and so I have a lot more control over my schedule. I schedule my clients, I see my clients. I don't have control over when babies come. So sometimes, I get a call in the middle of the night and I have to get ready. But, in my contract, it says I have an hour to an hour and a half to get to my clients once it's time for me to get there. And oftentimes, I get a call and they're just in early labor. And so I don't really join them until they're in active labor, or they're on their way to the hospital, or they're on their way to the birthing center, that sort of thing. So I do have the slow mornings some mornings, and I enjoy those. And it seems like whenever I'm able to do that and start my morning off the way that I want to start my morning off, and I can meditate in the morning, and I can work out in the morning, and I have a nice breakfast. And that's another thing with perimenopause. It's like you have to have a certain amount of protein every day, so I can start my day with 30 grams of protein, which is what you're supposed to do. When I start my day that way, and I can just do that consistently, I have better days. And I see, just how the benefit of the slowness, really learning how to just be, just be in the now, just be in the here and the now, and just being patient in that, and knowing that the seeds that you plant today are gonna bring your harvest tomorrow, right? Um, so I came on here, I didn't really have much to say. Like I said, I was working. I wanted to take a little break and just kind of talk about what I had going on. I did record a guided meditation that I'm gonna drop. I think I'm gonna re-record it though, because I got some feedback on it, and so I'm gonna re-record it tonight and then drop it tomorrow. But that's another thing, like meditation is so important to me, and I'm just really focusing on meditating a few times a week. And so I have two meditation videos on my channel right now, but my goal is to drop a meditation video for you guys every single week so that we're prioritizing meditation, whether you meditate at night, whether you meditate in the morning, just making sure that you kind of set aside even 10 minutes, 5, 10 minutes every day to kind of meditate and to really set your intention for the day. Or as you sleep, just making sure that you can stay focused at night, you're that subconscious, you keep going on that subconscious level. Um so I'm trying to be consistent here on YouTube. I'm not like a lot of the people, the other app is going away, the clock app is going away. And there's all these creators and all these people that are so sad about it. And I understand there's a lot of people that make a lot of money on the apps and different things like that. And for me, I actually am not sad to see it go. And yes, I've enjoyed it. I've been on there since the pandemic, which I know a lot of people joined in 2020 when we were all in the house and we didn't have anything else to do. And I've learned so much on there. I have learned so much. I follow some great influence. There's so much information, but it's almost too much information sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, it's like we consume so much information and so much content, and then what do you do? And then it kind of, you're almost like stagnant on what do you do with all this information that I have. And I know for me, I was really big on the app, and I had a lot of followers. And when I used to do my Yoni Steam business, and I got so burnt out. I just took like a year off. I couldn't even get back on there because it was just so much. And then there's so many opinions, especially when you're a creative. It's really, really hard to constantly take in the opinions of everyone else and still be creative in your own individual creativity, right? It takes a lot. So all of that information all of the time, you find yourself constantly scrolling on there and ingesting all that information from all these other people, all these opinions of all from all these people, and it gets to be too much. So I'm not sad that it's going away. I kind of don't feel like it really is. I know they're saying that the ban was upheld or whatever, but um I don't know. I don't know if it really is truly going to go away. I guess we'll find out on Sunday. I think Sunday's the last day. Um exactly. It's like that information just like totally bounces around, and then it's like, what are we supposed to do with it? And then there's a lot of misinformation on there too. There's people that are spewing a lot of misinformation, and then you just look at people like, "Ooh, you think like that?" It's like we listen and we don't judge, but really we do judge. And so I'm excited to kind of go back to not so much time consuming social media and other people's thoughts and opinions. And the whole, these podcasts have got to be buried away because some people do not need a mic. And that is so magnified on that app. Like, you're like, what the hell? So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for just spending more time. I already read one book this year. Well, my goal was to read 12 books this year, one book a month, but I've actually already read one book, so I'm ahead of my goal. So now I just pushed it to 2 books every month, and I'm going to be able to do that. And I look forward to doing that. I look forward to reading my 2 books every month. But I just finished a book already, and I'm excited for that. And just having more time to do the fun things and touch people and be creative and get off of social media and get out and touch grass and get into nature and have sister circles and just utilize community in a different way. I think we've learned how to utilize community really, really well online. And now it's kind of like, okay, now you guys take what I've given you and now go out and be fruitful. And so I'm looking forward to, spending more time outside and building community outside for sure. For sure, for sure. Um, so I titled this live Patience in the Now, because we're gonna all get to our final destination, um, no matter what. no matter what. And so having a positive attitude, um, speaking positive affirmations, meditating, visualizations, reminding yourself to talk gently and kindly to yourself. All of those things are going to get you to the end result that you want to get to. All of those things are going to get you to your highest and best self. And so learning how to be gentle with yourself. For some of you guys, I know you haven't been on since I first started, but we were kind of talking about being hard on yourself. And I started to be hard on myself today because I just didn't feel good in my body. And so it kind of made me not want to work. And I just was like, oh, I can't be lazy today. I got to get some work done. But then I was like, you know what? No, I don't. I'm just going to bring my computer in my bed and work from the bed. And that's okay too. And I don't have to be so hard on myself when I don't accomplish all of the things that I want to accomplish. I have tomorrow, God willing, I have tomorrow to accomplish those things. And everything that I'm supposed to accomplish, I will. And so I just look at life in that way and focus on the end result and just put the effort every single day to get to where I want to go, but definitely not stress myself out trying to get there, because that's not a part of the plan. And I don't want to be stressed out, and I don't want to um, cause any unnecessary illness or disease because of stress. And I've been there and I've done that before too. I had lupus. I was diagnosed with lupus in 2021 or 2020? I think it was 2020. And I ended up going into remission 8 months later after I was diagnosed. But I know exactly why I was diagnosed, because of the amount of stress that my body was under at the time. And it caused so much inflammation in my body. Um, it manifested as lupus. And I had to make some changes, and I had to figure out how to regulate my nervous system, and I had to learn how to slow down, and I had to learn how to talk to myself in a kind and a gentle manner. And I had to do the things and I had to do the work in order to love myself enough to set boundaries for myself, and um, eat well, fuel my body with the best of the best. Um, yeah. I was diagnosed, I think it was 2020. I was diagnosed with lupus. And there's a lot of women, lots of women getting diagnosed with lupus later in life. Also, they said there's an association with lupus and birth control pills. So if you're a young woman who has taken birth control, and I have off and on since I was 16 years old, 15, 16 years old, that later in life you could develop lupus, you know? And of course, the doctors aren't going to tell you that. But once I was doing all of my research on it, once I was diagnosed and I started doing like a lot of research and really getting into the reason why, that was something that kept coming up, coming up, coming up. And I think I was on birth control from the time that I was, like I said, I was about 15 till I was about 35, off and on. Now I have a child. I had my daughter when I was 24, so obviously I wasn't on birth control then. Um, but there was just a small window of time that I wasn't. And so my body, just those synthetic hormones in your body, what does that do? What's the long-term effect of those, you know? And of course, like I said, the doctors are not going to tell us those things. So when I had to do my research for lupus and I was trying to heal myself, I'm also an herbalist, and I was like, no, I'm not going to accept this diagnosis. And I said, I know that I can heal myself. And I just got into my books and got into my herbs and changed my lifestyle and my mindset. And 8 months later, the doctor was like, you're in remission. And never again have we ever spoke about it again. And I've never had, I took the medication. They gave you that medication. I forgot what it's called, um, but it's a very popular medication for like lupus or any inflammatory disease. But I was taking that medication. I took it for like 3 months, and I was just like, I'm not taking this. I do not have it. I'm not taking this. And I really, in my mind, just said, no, not me. And I did the work and I healed myself. And so, but again, Stress. Stress is what brought it on. And I feel like stress is what brings on a lot of illness and a lot of disease. And so learning how to regulate your nervous system, learning how to regulate your stress, and then also being gentle and kind to yourself, first and foremost. That is, man, that is the key. That is the key, being gentle and kind to yourself. So I'll go off on a tangent, y'all. I will go off on a tangent on these conversations. But I just wanted to hop on, and I appreciate you, goddess. I'm a goddess as well. So from one goddess to the other, I respect you and I thank you so much for spending some time with me today. And I appreciate you interacting and engaging in conversation with me. And I hope to be on again. Like I said, I have, thank you so much, Dominic. Um, I have some meditation videos on my channel. If you're looking at just taking a quick 5-10 minute meditation, I have a relax and release, and I also have a feminine energy meditation on my channel. If you guys would love to meditate, like I love to meditate, check those out. And I will be dropping meditation videos weekly. And so if you don't already subscribe, please hit that subscribe button, and I will be back. I'll be back live, trying to do more lives, schedule more lives, and spend more time on this app. So I hope you guys have a wonderful and amazing rest of your day, and we will chat soon. Bye.